Hi, my name is Karen Daniel, and I am the Twitchy Stitcher here on FlossTube and Twitchy Stitcher 01 on Instagram. This is FlossTube number 19, and today's date is July 31st, 2026. Oops, sorry. Where has the summer gone? We're halfway through it, and it's just going so fast. I want to welcome you all to my craft room. Hi to all my friends and to any new friends who have dropped by. Today I'm going to share whips, finishes, no full finishes, and some plans. So, I have to admit I've had company for the last couple of weeks and I'm a little tired, but we're going to do the best we can. The first thing I want to show you is Lot of Latte, and this is a dimensions kit, and I have finally finished it. I have decided not to do the whole Lot of Latte, this text on the bottom, and I left the frame off because I do my own framing, and I find a one-stitch frame around anything is impossible to get perfect. So I just left that off. So this is going to be hanging in the coffee bar or in the kitchen. Haven't decided yet. I haven't started looking for a frame, but hopefully in August it will get framed. And this was done on 14 count partridge by the sewing shop. It has 11,679 stitches, and it was my WIPGO call. So now I have 5 WIPGO calls this summer that have resulted in finished projects. So I'm really happy about that. The next one is Museum After Midnight by Lola Crow Cross Stitch, and I know you've seen it so many places. And this time it was the 7th drop, and it is the Triceratops head and another little dinosaur here and a little bit more of the frame. So right now it is at 12,632 stitches. We're at the halfway point, but the first 6,000 stitches were the frame. So you have to keep that in mind. And there it is. So I worked on the section down here and the Triceratops head. And I have to admit, Triceratops is one of my favorite animals, so I was glad to see it, even though it's not the living animal. So that was the final drop for July. So we have, I think, 3 drops in August plus another makeup weekend where there's no drop, and then the final 4 drops in September. So that is on a fabric called Carthage, and it's 14 count by the sewing shop. The next one is Local Conditions, which you also see regularly. This is by Satsuma Street, and it's my first ever temperature chart, and I have to admit I'm really enjoying working on it. Excuse me. And as you can see, we are having a hot summer. This is July right here up to last Sunday. So there'll be one more building to finish off July, and then we start August. We have had some severe hot days, up in the 30 Celsius. We've also had, over the past 2 weeks, some very smoky days from forest fires that are very far away from us. And so hopefully, with all the rain we've been having regularly, that we won't have too much more problems with that. But as you can see, the differences are really there. Like, it's hot. It's really hot, guys. So right now, as of the last week of July, we're at 55.4%. It's on 16 count baba ganoush, and the total stitch count is 6,052 stitches. So we're getting there, but it's still fun to work on, and I'm enjoying it. So that's the most important part. The next one is the Mermaid's Realm by Joan Elliott. And this is my Mermaid Monday project, so I work on it almost every Monday. And I've done this. It's also on baba ganoush. It's funny, I have 2 projects in a row on the same fabric. And what I worked on this time was this whole section here. So that's mostly what I've been working on this month. Now, as you can see, this huge section is only about halfway done. So it's going to be a while to get to the top of the mermaid. So in August, I'll be working on this section across to try to get 3/4 done. But to my surprise, one of my WIPGO colors for August is also Mermaid's Realm. So she'll be getting a whack of stitches done. So my WIPGO color is over 2,000 stitches. And my Monday stitches usually are about 2,000 stitches. So she should be getting about 4,000 stitches next month. And that'll make a big difference to this level. I had a few people who chimed in about the chronic I was going to use on the letters and on the alphabet above it, and it looks like it's a tie between aqua and red, so we'll see what happens. I'm probably going to pull some chronic out during the next month and just do a test on one of the letters to see which one shows up. But this is 22,594 stitches, and right now I am at 48.6%, so basically halfway. So I am looking forward to maybe this being a finish this year. I started it on the 8th of January. So halfway through the year, we're halfway through. So it's looking good. The next one is my Christmas stitch. I do right around the 24th or 25th of every month. And this is the Northern Cardinal. And you know, it has quite a history because I changed the fabrics. I changed the colors. But I want to tell you that Leigh of Stick, Strings, and Other Things showed it on her last video, and she used all the original colors, and I love it. It's absolutely stunning. So I don't know if it was my background that was causing me all the problems, because hers is in original colors and it's absolutely stunning. But anyway, I'm working on this with Laura, Mary, Karen, Amy, and Leigh. Karen's done. Leigh had, I don't know if she finished it or she's... Now, I was interrupted during her show and I might not have got back to finishing it. Sorry, Leigh, I'll have to get back to that. But anyway, she definitely talked about it in her last class too. And right now, I am at 64.7%, and I worked on this part of the wing. So in August, I'm going to go up and try to finish the wing. And then there's a whole branch that goes here. There's some vine that goes here and trees up in here. And I'm doing all of it, the entire stitch beginning to end. But it's on a rustical fabric, and I really like it with the reds. I'm really pleased with the way it's turning out. And this was for Melanie's birthday sale. It's still going on as far as I'm concerned. And let me see. All my notes are all organized. And the next one is by KEB Studios. My mouth is not working today, folks. And it's the Canadian flag motif sampler. And it's a Quaker Canadian flag, so it's been my 100 stitch a day. Or I tried to do a motif a day, but some of the motifs are close to 200 stitches, which is still small considering Quakers can be 500 and 600 stitches. So I'm really happy about that. And what I have done so far, that's it. So I've done the stripe. The Canadian flag has a red stripe on both sides, and then the Canadian maple leaf in the middle. And so I am at 56.5%. And this is just on an 18 count Ada. And I've done it in one strand of Floss. I've used 321 and B5200. And I'm really, really happy about that. I think the Quakers are just, they're so lacy and light, and I really like that. I like the lacy ones a lot better than the dense ones. So I probably will be putting this one away for a couple of months because I have so many plans in August. I don't have time to do on it. I might get a day on it, but it will not be a 100 stitch a day project. My next one is Karen of Stitching Owl. It was her birthday in July. So we all did a birthday stitch along with her called What a Hoot. And so mine is the Silhouette Owl by Velvet Pony Design. I got it off of Etsy. And this was a series of 7 animals, mostly northern animals. So it's really nice. Bear, moose, a few different animals like that. And it's in 4 shades of turquoise. And mine is done on 16 count off-white Ada. And it's 2,282 stitches. And I got all 3 colors done this month. So I'm really happy about that. So I'm at 86.6%. And I have 1 more color to go. So this will be carried in August because I want to get it done. And it's only about, I believe, 500 stitches to finish it. So 1 day or a day and a bit should do it. But I'm really working on this. I enjoy working on it. I like the silhouette. And I really like the way the colors blend with the trees. It's really pleasant to work on. The next one is Maria Diaz's design, and it's my Edwardian dollhouse. And you see this every month. Sorry, folks. And this is my leap year sale. And I started it on February of 2024. So we're 2.5 years in, and I am really happy with it. But I have to tell you, I'm getting a little bit tired. Lots of backstitch, lots of color changes. I'm doing mine on 14 count Aida. By the end of 2024, it was at 41.6%. At the end of 2025, it was at 74.8%. And as of this month, it is at 91.7%. So it also might be a finish this year. And there's a better picture of it right there. And I'm working on the dining room. Now I got all the stitches done for the dining room, but I ran out of steam and I did not get all the back stitching done. So there you can see I did the back stitching on the cabinet, but I didn't get the doorknobs put in. And I started working on the chairs. So I still have quite a bit of back stitching to do. And that'll be done next month. And then I will start the gardens, the fence, and the gate, which only goes down to about there. The last section is only like a half page instead of a full page. So it's looking good, depending on how much backstitch is in the hedges. Hopefully it's not like a Teresa Winsler hedge. If not, I might just cheat and do some of it, not all of it. And the other thing is what I'm working on today. It's my Halloween stitch. And it is by Little Dove Designs, and it's Heart of Halloween. I'm working on this with Karen and Mary, and this is it so far. And this is my first Little Dove design, and I really am enjoying it. Of course, I've never read a Halloween stitch I didn't like. Let's just put it out there. I like the spooky side of things. And this was a restart for me. And if you watch Karen's last video, I'm not sure if she talked about it, but it's also on her restart list. So we've had a bit of a, I don't want to say a mix-up, but it's been hard to find the correct fabric. So I am really happy with my second fabric. Now, the skulls are not showing up well, but they're in glow-in-the-dark. It's from the E series of DMC, and it's really nice to work with. Unlike the other E series that are metallic, the glow-in-the-darks are easy to work with. They're more like working with maybe an acrylic. But they're really easy to get nice stitches. I might have to go in and do some back stitching. And I don't mind doing that because I really wanted the glow-in-the-dark fabric. The ghosts are also glow-in-the-dark. So I might have to go in and do a bit of back stitching once I'm done it. But I still have today to work on, so I still will finish this section and probably start the next row. Now, this section is supposed to be fully stitched in with a grate, and I just decided not to do such a dense row. I like the lighter lacy look. So there's 3 rows of dense, as you can see here. That's the row I didn't do all the stitches in. that row, I might not do all the stitches in, and I might not do all the dense stitches there, but I might. It just depends. I just like the lighter lacy look, but I'm afraid this needs the more dense stitches or it just won't bounce right. But I'll make that decision once I get closer to the end. Next is I Spy for July, Stitching by the Shore. Now, because this was split into 2 equal parts this month, some of my projects will be shown on the last video. So number 1 was Something That Sparkles, and that was a sunflower fairy. Number 2 was either red or blue, and that's my Canadian flag. The letter Y. I had a problem with this one, and I thought, well, what we can do? That's my backup plan, what we can do. And Museum After Midnight. Last video, I did the stanchion posts and the velvet rope, and the stanchion posts are in yellow. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch. Something Snowy was the Northern Cardinal. There's snow on everything, and he is actually perched on or just above a snowy branch. Something Sweet, Whole Lot of Latte. I'm enjoying a nice sweet latte right now. So, number 6 was a Barnyard Animal, and that's Lamb with a Bow, and that is my great-granddaughter's birth announcement stitch that you saw last time. Number 7 is a fruit, and I had to check for this one, so I Googled it. And the pumpkin from Heart of Halloween is scientifically a fruit, but culinary is considered a vegetable. So I got my facts straight. Number 8 was part of a series, and that's a Silhouette Owl. I have 7 of them in that series. 9 was Something Round. That's my Cups and Whole Lot of Latte. And 10 was Something with a Fin, and that was Porthole to Paradise. Now, I want to show you my fabrics from Kaylee for this month. I got the 14 count neutral and the 14 count bright. And this is Sand Dollar. Isn't it pretty? It's showing, yeah, this is true. And it's a fat quarter. And the other one I got is Rainbow Sorbet. And you know I like my bright colors, but look at this. Isn't that stunning? I don't even know what I'm going to do on it. I like it so much, I might try and do 2 projects on it. Yeah, I have to admit, every time Kaylee's fabrics come, it's like Christmas all over again, or my birthday. It's always such a wonderful surprise. So my August plans. Canada Swaps is going on right now. So I have to start and finish my swap. I still have the first weekend in September to fully finish it, but I would like to get it totally finished and fully finished. And I am going to be doing a Max Pigeon design called Frozen Peaks. And I'm probably going to finish it the same way as it's shown. I really like this. And I think my swap partner, this hits 2 or 3 things that she named that she loved about her province. So I think this is a winner. And I'm looking forward to starting that. The next one I'm going to start is Charlie's Little Tree by Stitchman Darcy. Michael of Uplift Stitches is doing a Charlie Brown stitch along this summer, and I really wanted to join, and I just didn't want to start a big Charlie Brown because the one I liked had Linus, Lucy, and the piano, and I won't be surprised if Karen does that one. But and there was a couple I liked, and I also liked the one with Snoopy and Woodstock as the pilot flying on the doghouse. You know, there's such wonderful memories. But I always felt sorry for Charlie's little tree, so I'm going to be doing an ornament for that. And then Laura, Karen, and I are going to start the Lucky Shamrock. Now, I'm doing this because I love my pink and green flamingo, and I thought, when Laura showed this as one she was considering, I went, I'm going to do that one. So she decided to do it too. So I'm going to be stitching along with two of my best friends. And this is from the Stitching Elf store on Etsy. And it's a pretty substantial project. I think it is 12,000 stitches. So it's gonna be around for a little while, but the only thing I'm doing is there's some text in there. I might not do the text. I might just put something else in there. A little motif or a part of a flower or something. So I'm looking forward to that, and I've got the threads pulled, ready to go. And then WIPGO was Mermaid's Realm, which we talked about. And also Canadian Beauty, another Joan Elliott, will be back up. So I'm really happy about everything I'm going to be working on in August. A lot of plans, a lot of stitches, and that makes me very happy. The other plan I have is sometime today, my Lowry stand is arriving. It's out for service, out for delivery. And I am going to try to do an unboxing because along with the stand, I got the extended arm, I got the corner bracket, and I also got the device holder. So the whole setup. So I thought it would be fun to see it come out of the box and being set up and being used. So it's going to be at least a 2-part video. I might just pause it, do the setup, get it done, but hopefully that will be out in the next few days. But I want to thank you all for taking time in your busy week to spend a little bit of time with me. And I know there's a lot of people to watch, and I'm a little behind, so I'll be doing that. So have a great long weekend here in Canada. I know a lot of other countries have long weekends too. And enjoy yourself. Stay safe. And I will see you in a couple weeks. And make sure you watch Karen next Friday, with the Stitching Owl's latest release. And I will see you in a while. Bye.